Today, we're taking a journey to a country that, honestly, almost defies logic. We're talking about Chile. It's this long, impossibly thin ribbon of a nation, stretching over 2,600 miles down the coast of South America. And it's just packed with some of the most extreme landscapes you can find anywhere on Earth. So you have to ask yourself, how is that even possible? How can one single country hold so much variety? I mean, how do you go from a desert so dry that some parts have literally never seen rain to a land of massive frozen glaciers? Well, let's dive in and explore these incredible contrasts together. So to really get a handle on this place, we're going to take a trip. Here's our itinerary. We'll kick things off in the bustling capital, Santiago. Then we'll jump way north to the driest desert on the planet. From there, all the way south to its icy tip. We'll also dive into its colorful, cultural soul before making our final stop at one of the most mysterious islands in the entire world. Okay, first stop, Santiago. This is way more than just a capital city. It's the nation's sprawling heart, a modern metropolis that's built on, well, centuries of history. So let's get our bearings. Santiago is perfectly located right in the country's Central Valley. Think of it as our launch pad, and it's just perfectly wedged between the towering Andes Mountains to the east and the huge Pacific Ocean to the west. Right at the center of it all is the Plaza de Armas. This is where it all began, founded way back in 1541 by the Spanish conquistador Pedro de Valdivia. And what's so cool here is the visual story it tells you. You've got these grand 18th century colonial buildings, like the Metropolitan Cathedral, standing right next to sleek modern skyscrapers. It's like you can see the city's entire history in just one look. All right, from the city, we are making a huge leap north. I mean, get ready for a landscape that feels a lot less like Earth and, a lot more like you're walking on Mars. So we're jumping from that temperate Central Valley all the way up to the country's super arid northern tip. This is a massive distance, and believe me, the change in the environment is about to get really, really dramatic. And this is why. The Atacama is, and this is no exaggeration, the driest non-polar desert in the world. Get this, some weather stations there have never recorded a single drop of rain. Ever. But this incredible dryness creates these landscapes of just stunning, otherworldly beauty. You've got the Valle de la Luna, the Valley of the Moon, with its surreal rock formations. Then there's the massive Salar de Atacama, a salt flat that's, surprisingly, home to flocks of flamingos. Up high, volcanoes tower over these perfect, pristine lakes. At sunrise, you can see the El Tadio geysers shoot steam into the freezing air. And at night, with absolutely zero light pollution, the sky becomes one of the clearest windows into the universe you will find anywhere on this planet. Okay, get ready for some serious whiplash. We're leaving that sun-baked desert behind and traveling thousands of miles south, all the way to the bottom of the world, the wild lands of Patagonia. I mean, just look at this journey. We're going from the very top of Chile down to its jagged, fjord-filled southern tip. We are literally trading sand dunes for massive fields of solid ice. And this is what that looks like. We've gone from a land that never, ever sees water to a world completely sculpted by it. This is a landscape of enormous glaciers, all fed by the vast southern Patagonian ice field. Now, the crown jewel down here is Torres del Paine National Park. It's a trekker's absolute paradise, and it's defined by these iconic granite peaks called Los Cuernos, or the Horns. This place is rugged, it's wild, it's full of dense forests, powerful winds, and incredible wildlife. And that includes huge colonies of Magellanic penguins right on the coast. So we've seen the extremes of nature, which are just mind-blowing. But now let's explore Chile's cultural heart, which is every single bit as vibrant and colorful as its landscapes. So, welcome to Valparaiso. This is not your typical city. It's a beautiful, chaotic labyrinth of steep hillsides just covered in brightly painted houses. And they're all connected by this system of old creaking elevators called funiculars. It is bohemian, artistic, and just an utterly unique port town. And speaking of unique architecture, along the coast of Chile, you'll find these things called palafitos. They're these traditional wooden homes built on stilts right over the water, a tradition started by fishermen. Each one is just a splash of color, a real testament to the country's deep, deep connection to the sea. You can't talk about Chile's soul without talking about its most famous poet, Pablo Neruda. And that whimsical spirit is just perfectly captured in his homes. They weren't just buildings, as this quote says. They were these fantastical creations, filled with his collections reflecting his deep love for the sea. Today, they're treasured museums. For our final stop, we're doing something really different. We're leaving the mainland entirely and heading to one of the most isolated and mysterious places on the entire planet. Easter Island, known to its native people as Rapa Nui, is one of the most remote inhabited places on Earth. It is a tiny speck of land in the middle of the immense Pacific Ocean. And that profound isolation is what makes its story so absolutely staggering. And this brings us to the question, the central mystery that has just captivated people for centuries. How on earth did an isolated Polynesian culture, with really limited resources, manage to carve, transport, and then stand up these massive, iconic stone giants? How is that even possible? The island is famous for its nearly 1,000 of these monolithic statues, the moai. They were all carved from volcanic rock at a single quarry, a place called Raraku, and then somehow moved for miles across the island. And just as fascinating is Orongo, this ceremonial village perched right on the fragile edge of a volcanic crater. The island is just one of history's most compelling stories of human creativity and sheer determination. So we've gone from the driest desert to the foot of massive glaciers, from chaotic, colorful port cities to a remote island of stone giants. Chile really is a country that defies any easy definition. It offers a lifetime of journeys in one long, narrow strip of land. So the only question left is, if you were going, where would you start?